It's been one exciting ride for Steve Harvey. First, there were reports about him dipping in to take the late extraordinary Bernie McIntosh's job. And that is not it. Obviously, his marriage with Marjorie Harvey hit a few rough shores with charges of her betraying him. The situation starts to get interesting with. As a matter of fact, the wild Monique calling Steve out she's been looking for trouble, guaranteeing she got repudiated by Steve's pals Oprah and Tyler Perry. She's blaming Steve for being a finished defeatist for not having her back. Monique has an unresolved issue. And she's not keeping down yet. Here's the kicker. It seems like even the public figures Steve may be experiencing his own medication. Some say karma is getting back to torment him for his past activities. As Monique proposes, is he a tricky fellow? Or is it the universe adjusting the scales one way or the other? The tattle plant is staying at work longer than required. And Steve Harvey's in the eye of the tempest. Hello, my sweet children, and cheerful Friday. My love, so I needed to come on here today, since something happened earlier today. And I need to impart it to all of you, right? This is Monique, man. I'm letting you know, gracious goodness, you have been an issue. Well, Steve Oak. What was it? We should go, we should go. You began getting named as troublesome. Yes, for what reason do you accept that that occurred? And do you see that changing, and why I got marked as troublesome? My significant other, and I and my better half, is Sydney, who is my chief. We got marked as troublesome on the grounds that I said single word. And that was no. Now I expressed no to a few exceptionally influential individuals. I expressed no to Oprah Winfrey. I expressed no to Tyler Perry. I expressed no to Lee Daniels. And I expressed no to Lionsgate. And everything began during the warmed, valuable honors crusade, where pressures arrived at their edge of boiling over. Rumors from far and wide suggest that the difficulty started when Monique would not advance the movie without remuneration, conflicting with the exhortation of esteemed chief Lee Daniels and makers Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. The lively humorist persevered, selecting to focus on her family over streaming off to the stylish Jars movie celebration to rustle up exposure for Valuable before the extreme 2009 to 10 honor season. As though that wasn't sufficient to mix the pot, things got ugly when conversations about monetary pay emerged. Monique professed to have gotten a simple $50,000 for her momentous work on Valuable, which left her Lionsgate delegates squeezing for her to satisfy special commitments. Monique reviewed all that dramatization. I said, Oprah, I'm doing a syndicated program. I'm doing a satire visit. I have a spouse. And I have children. I have a tad of margin time, and I will exploit it. So I'm not going any place on the grounds that I'm not committed to go any place. I've done my part. So we commonly settled on a truce. That was all there was to it. Before I know it, I considered it troublesome and difficult to work with the stewing quarrel among Monique and chiefly Daniels has veered off in an unexpected direction, with the Oscar-winning star of Valuable uncovering dangerous insights concerning their stressed relationship. Everything started with Monique's eyebrow-raising acknowledgement discourse at the 2009 82nd Foundation Grants, where she neglected to specify Daniels the chief behind her honor-winning execution. Then Daniels and Monique have been buried in an unpleasant and profoundly pitched fight that has left Monique genuinely missing from the spotlight. Anyway, she professed to have been debased by Steve Harvey and other renowned elements of Hollywood who accused her supposed requests and troublesome way of behaving during the 2010 honor season. Monique pointed fingers at Daniels, recommending that he had remarked about her inability to lobby for the movie anyway. In a stunning disclosure during her appearance on the famous U.S. breakfast show, Great Morning America, Monique appeared to move the fault completely onto Daniels. She indicated that it was the overseer of Valuable, the steward, and the paperboy himself who had coordinated her, claimed renouncing, ruling out uncertainty about their continuous enmity. I had no clue I'd been renounced on the grounds that I don't feel that Hollywood has turned its nose dependent upon me, said the entertainer, proposing somebody had chosen to show Monique something new in light of the fact that she's not playing the game since Monique had previously screwed up with the Hollywood elites, she wound up in sweltering waters after it began guessing that she was hard to work with. In a really shameful wind, it has become visible that Monique, currently a survivor of vocation harm, has now been managed one more crushing pass up. In all honesty, Oprah Winfrey, it has arisen that Monique's sibling Gerald was the culprit of unspeakable maltreatment against her during her early stages. From the ages of 7 to 11, the gravity of this terrible demonstration is sufficient to make anybody's blood run cold. Because of his horrendous acts, Gerald was legitimately condemned to 12 years in the slammer in light of the fact that in addition to the fact that he attacked his sister, yet one more young lady too. It is no big surprise that Monique battled to find a sense of peace with such a horrendous encounter anyway. What follows is much more upsetting. When Monique dared to come clean to her folks expecting adoration and backing, she was met with skepticism and refusal. Her folks were basically not prepared to embrace the sickening situation in an unbelievable bid of selling out Oprah Winfrey herself. Welcomed Gerald as a visitor on her show in 2010. You heard that right. The individual who supported ladies' strengthening had the boldness to give a stage to Monique's victimizer. And on the off chance that that weren't enough, Oprah likewise stretched out an encouragement to Monique's folks, further fanning the fire in a new meeting with the Hollywood journalist Monique, focused on the stressed relationship with Winfrey, uncovering a profoundly upsetting occurrence from 2010 that broke any excess trust between the two. As per Monique's record, Winfrey moved toward her soon after her Oscar win with a stunning suggestion. Winfrey informed Monique that her sibling who had conceded to attacking her as a kid needed to show up on Winfrey's show to examine how guardians can shield their kids from hunters. Winfrey then inquired as to whether she needed to take an interest in the show, guaranteeing that her sibling needed to apologize. Monique, shocked by the solicitation, would not be a piece of it, communicating her lack of engagement in Winfrey anyway. She hesitantly gave Winfrey her approval to tape the show with her sibling. Much to her dismay, the profundity of the treachery that looked for her, Monique was sickened to find that Winfrey had brought her oppressive sibling onto the show and welcomed her folks. The disclosure left Monique reeling, feeling a significant feeling of selling out from somebody she once viewed as a companion. This stunning episode further powered the generally stressed connection among Monique and Winfrey, leaving all of us considering how profound the break genuinely runs. Thank you. On Monday's Oprah show, Monique's more seasoned sibling Gerald confesses all about physically mishandling his sister. For what reason would you like to be here today? Gerald, I'm here today to initially recognize what I've been willfully ignorant for a long time. And that is I attacked, unseemly contacted my sister in habits that were not happy for herself. And for that I am sorry. And please accept my apologies. A long time back, Monique uncovered she had been attacked by her sibling and involved that torment to give her Oscar-winning execution invaluable. As per Monique herself, Oprah endeavored to express a desire for peace by offering a statement of regret, which was an obscure and wary one. The conciliatory sentiment or deficiency in that department was as per: in the event that I've successfully annoyed you, I am sorry. Oprah's endeavor at compromise appears to be level, failing to impress anyone. One would anticipate a sincere statement of regret after such an extreme break of trust. Yet apparently Oprah might have misjudged the profundity of harm she caused Monique. It's not simply Oprah she has hamburger with now, it's poured out over to her old buddy D.L. Hewley. These two jokesters have been bickering furiously over clashing agreement questions, and it's become one wreck. Monique didn't stop at DL, however. She hauled Steve Harvey into the mud too, blaming both for them of spreading deceptions about her during a plunk-down interview between the rulers of satire in a stunning Instagram live meeting that endured an hour. Monique and her significant other, Sydney Hicks, spilled all the tea. She admitted that her dramatic tirade about Huey was totally purposeful, and it wasn't just about agreements and featuring gigs. And we should not disregard Huey's case. That Monique went after his family during her parody Schedule Her Hubby hopped in to explain that the dish was coordinated unequivocally at DL himself, without any notice of his family. Yet it doesn't end there. They even dove into the lawful quick and dirty Monique and Hicks, separated the contrast between an agreement and an arrangement reminder, with the key differentiation being uphold the capacity they say Hughley hasn't given any contacts legitimate marks, leaving all of us pondering who has the genuine receipts here. It seems to be the Monique versus Steve Harvey adventure. Continues to sizzle. These two have been clashing for some time now. And everything began with that blazing confrontation back in 2019. When Monique showed up on the Steve Harvey show, they had a warm discussion about her cases of being repudiated.